In a quiet suburban neighborhood, where life unfolded in a predictable rhythm, an ordinary day turned extraordinary for one man, Jacob Miller. Known for his unwavering optimism and adventurous spirit, Jacob lived a life filled with laughter, family gatherings, and the simple joys of nature. However, everything changed in an instant, on a fateful Saturday afternoon, when he decided to take his beloved motorcycle for a ride along the winding roads of the countryside. The sun shone brightly, and the air was crisp as Jacob set off, feeling free and alive. But within moments, tragedy struck. A sudden collision with an oncoming vehicle sent him tumbling onto the asphalt, leaving him unconscious and severely injured. Emergency services arrived swiftly, but the damage had been done. Jacob was rushed to the hospital, where doctors would soon deliver news that would leave his family shattered. In the sterile confines of the intensive care unit, surrounded by the hum of machines and the soft beeping of monitors, medical professionals assessed Jacob's condition. Initial examinations revealed that only 10% of his brain activity remained functional, a stark reality that left physicians stunned. The prognosis was grim. He was not expected to survive, let alone regain any semblance of his former self. His family clung to hope, praying for miracles while grappling with the impending loss of their beloved son and brother. As days turned into weeks, Jacob's story began to unfold in ways no one could have anticipated. Against all odds, he defied expectations by clinging to life. What followed was not merely a struggle for survival. It became a profound exploration of the resilience of the human spirit and the mysteries locked within the brain. The journey ahead would challenge not only Jacob's understanding of himself, but also redefine what it meant to be alive in a world where science often struggled to explain the inexplicable. The unraveling of medical mysteries as the days turned into weeks, John Miller's recovery began to defy the grim expectations set by his medical team. Against all odds, he started to show signs of awareness that left both doctors and family members in awe. With each passing day, he would respond to stimuli, tiny movements of his fingers or subtle shifts in his gaze, that hinted at a flicker of the vibrant man he once was. Dr. Sarah, the compassionate neurologist who had taken a special interest in John's case, became a beacon of hope for his family. She tirelessly documented every small milestone, driven not only by her professional duty, but by a deep-seated belief in the human spirit's capacity for resilience. The scientific community took notice of John's remarkable adaptability. Neuroscientists and psychologists were drawn to his case like moths to a flame, eager to explore the intricacies of brain plasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This phenomenon became the focal point of research as Dr. Sarah collaborated with her team to investigate how John's brain was compensating for the significant damage it had sustained. Intensive rehabilitation sessions became a cornerstone of John's recovery. With each session, he engaged in cognitive exercises designed to stimulate different areas of his brain, alongside physical therapies aimed at regaining motor functions. The atmosphere in the rehabilitation room was often filled with an infectious energy. Therapists cheered him on as he tackled tasks that seemed insurmountable just days before. These sessions revealed something extraordinary. Although large sections of his brain were compromised, other regions began to forge new pathways, taking over functions previously managed by the damaged areas. Interviews with experts poured in from across the country as John's story captivated public attention. Doctors and neuroscientists discussed the implications of his recovery on television programs and podcasts, emphasizing its groundbreaking nature. Many speculated about the potential for neurogenesis, the growth of new neurons, and how it could reshape our understanding of recovery after traumatic brain injuries. Yet, amidst this wave of admiration and intrigue, skepticism also simmered beneath the surface. Some questioned whether John's case was an outlier that could skew perceptions about neurological recovery. For John's family, navigating this evolving landscape was complex and emotionally charged. They grappled with their own fears and uncertainties while trying to support him through his transformation. As he regained more cognitive abilities, they celebrated each victory, but also felt the weight of a changing identity, a son and brother, who was no longer entirely the person they once knew. John's journey became a microcosm of society's broader struggles with disability and recovery. He emerged not only as a medical marvel, but as a symbol of hope, an embodiment of human resilience in the face of adversity. However, the media frenzy surrounding him brought its own challenges. Reporters camped outside the hospital and inundated his family with questions about what made John so special. This attention placed additional strain on John as he navigated not only physical rehabilitation, but also the expectations that came with being viewed as a miracle. In quiet moments alone, John reflected deeply on what it meant to be alive, contemplating consciousness itself and how it transcended mere brain function. The juxtaposition between who he had been before the accident and who he was becoming created an internal conflict that was difficult to reconcile. Through therapy sessions and personal introspection, John began to redefine his sense of self, realizing that perhaps normal was not a destination but rather an evolving concept shaped by experience and adaptability. As scientists continued their investigations into the mechanisms behind John's remarkable recovery, discussions emerged around ethical considerations in medicine. Was it appropriate to push the boundaries of neurological treatments? What did it mean for future patients if John's case represented a new frontier in understanding human potential? These questions lingered in medical circles as professionals debated where science should draw its lines in pursuit of healing. Ultimately, John's journey became one not only of personal survival, but also of collective discovery, both for himself and for society at large. As he embraced his new identity amidst ongoing challenges, John emerged with newfound wisdom about resilience and the extraordinary capabilities inherent within us all. His story illuminated paths for future exploration within neuroscience while challenging preconceived notions about what it means to truly live beyond one's limitations. As time passed, Jacob, now known as John by those who had come to support him throughout his journey, began to carve a new path for himself. The rehabilitation sessions continued to push his limits, but with each small victory came a growing sense of purpose. John became increasingly aware of his surroundings and the people who filled his life with love and encouragement. He started to engage in conversations, even if they were initially fragmented and challenging. Each word was a triumph, a testament to his unwavering spirit. The scientific community remained captivated by John's case, but he no longer saw himself solely as an experiment or a medical curiosity. Instead, he began to embrace his identity as a survivor. He engaged with the media, not just as a subject of fascination, but as an advocate for understanding neurological injuries and the potential for recovery. John shared his story at conferences, inspiring others facing similar challenges and offering hope to families grappling with the harsh realities of brain injuries. Through these public engagements, John discovered that sharing his journey was as therapeutic for him as it was enlightening for others. He spoke candidly about the fears that haunted him, the uncertainty of what lay ahead, and the struggle to reconcile his past with his present. His vulnerability resonated deeply with audiences, highlighting the human experience behind medical statistics and scientific studies. As months turned into years, John's transformation became not just physical, but profoundly emotional and philosophical. He developed a keen interest in neuroscience, wanting to understand more about the brain's complexities and its capacity for recovery. With the support of family and friends, he enrolled in courses that allowed him to explore these topics academically. This pursuit provided him not only with knowledge, but also with a renewed sense of agency over his life. In quiet moments of reflection, John often pondered the nature of existence itself. What made life meaningful? How did experiences shape our identity? He realized that while he may have lost certain abilities due to his injury, he had gained new perspectives that enriched his understanding of humanity. Through adversity He learned about empathy and resilience, qualities that defined him far beyond any limitations imposed by his condition. As John's story continued to unfold, it echoed through various facets of society. Discussions on mental health awareness surged. More emphasis was placed on rehabilitation resources, and communities rallied together to support individuals facing similar battles. His experience sparked conversations around neuroplasticity and the potential for healing that transcended traditional notions of recovery. Ultimately, John Miller's journey became emblematic of the indomitable human spirit, a narrative woven into the fabric of both personal growth and collective understanding. In redefining what it meant to live fully despite challenges, he inspired countless others to seek their own paths toward resilience and hope. As he stood before audiences sharing his truth, it became clear that life is not merely about overcoming obstacles, but rather about embracing the rich tapestry of experiences that shape who we are. In this way, John not only reclaimed his identity, but also transformed it into something greater, a beacon of hope, illuminating the intricate interplay between struggle and strength in all human lives. As John Miller continued to navigate the complexities of his new reality, he emerged not only as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but also as a catalyst for change in the understanding of neurological recovery. His journey illuminated the profound interconnectedness between science and humanity, challenging preconceived notions about identity and capability. By sharing his story and advocating for greater awareness of brain injuries, John inspired a movement that transcended individual experiences, fostering a deeper appreciation for the potential within each person to adapt and thrive. In embracing his transformed self, he became a living embodiment of hope, reminding us all that life's true essence lies not solely in overcoming adversity, but in the continuous quest for understanding, connection, and meaning amidst the challenges we face.